Outlaw, Macho, Drive In.
At the 2 hour mark here. Any other final thoughts on ECW? For me, ECW was this mystery, and by the time I finally got started watching it, and like a lot in like '99, it became my second favorite promotion. Um, I loved it when it popped on the TNN. It's when those ECW docs were coming out. I was gonna say 5 years ago, but 16 years ago now, because it still feels just a
Yeah.
few years ago.
Yeah, you're old. You're old. You
It's
might be a
like,
millennial, but you're still old. And
yeah, but like all those docs, I got the reunion tours for both
yeah.
WWE done ones and non WWE ones. I was all about.
What
I
about
love this promotion.
what about the EV 2.0? Did you like
No, that particularly.
that? That was
Um,
bad. That was just cringe. But
how about you guys? Final thoughts on ECW?
You can go ahead,
go
Matt
ahead.
Steve.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just say, like I said, it's still and for me, I love that ECW is just this wall of undiscovered stuff that I can just still reach into and find out now that there's a network and there's a lot of stuff. But it was very, again, I saw it from just the first time I saw it, I was just only watching WWF on TV. I wasn't internet savvy enough to follow this stuff. I just saw stuff in magazines, and it was always like, even off like magazine pages and on the internet, it came up as this rebellious movement, and I think that's the legacy that it's gonna leave always. And
Yeah,
yeah, and the 2005 One Night Stand, that's one of the I think it should stand its time as one of the best wrestling pay-per-views ever. Two
I love
things.
it.
First of
I
all,
love it.
yeah, first of all, it has the nostalgia factor. Second of all, it is one of those very few shows that stands on its own, that you could just, go into it having no idea what this is and enjoy it
Exactly.
beginning to end. It's it is that great. And yeah, I think the fact that ECW in its version of Extreme Championship Wrestling was like what, around for 8 years, 1993 to 2001, or is it? I
Uh,
mean,
ni-
Eastern,
92 to 94, it was Eastern.
so 94 to
And
2000.
then,
Yeah.
yes, yep.
So yeah, and it's still, people are talking about it to this day. It's like that small is like, Paul Heyman even said it. After he's long gone, people will still be chanting ECW for years to come, and that's no small
Exactly.
feat. And I will pass it on to James Blanton, sir.
ECW. I agree. It was once in a generation promotion. That was great. Um, Pro wrestling really needed that 90s surge to keep it going. And I remember what Paul Heyman said a couple of days. He like, I don't know if he said who should induct them in the Hall of Fame or they should be inducted, but he said the ECW audience because they made the show special also.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're someone who not known everything, you can tell who's the stars, the top baby faces, the most hated people from the fans. And everything about it was great. From the presentation to the promos to the wrestling. And I'll admit, I wasn't too big on the hardcore stuff there, but it was great. It had good storytelling. But I did love the pro wrestling that it represented. And thanks to ECW, we know a lot of stars. Now,
Yeah.
I have to say this. I enjoyed One Night Stand 1. I enjoyed One Night Stand 2.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I was okay with TNA doing one ECW reunion. After that,
Yeah.
I am all done. Let it die. Let it die.
The TNA stuff just became forced and forced every single time.
I think even
they did
even the one show reunion was too forced.
No, I give you that, but they was try to do their spin on it. So I give them credit for trying to be non-WWE. So, but yeah, I'm not saying it was the best, but they were trying to be non-WWE.
It was basically them trying to anoint themselves the heir apparent to the ECW legacy, which did not work.
So I give them credit for giving a non-version, but after that, no more. It's like it's almost 30 years.
I mean, someone should check on SoCal Val, because I think New Jack passed her on to Mustafa, what's his name, and she hasn't been seen since.
I might have a picture with her. I had to hide that and destroy it now.
Yeah. Have you asked her? Have you asked her how she escaped? I was like, that's one of those. That's why I cringed so hard at it, because it was like, basically, what are we promoting here? Like, you're.
Yeah.
It's it. So, but it was great promotion. Decent. Yeah, this video game was okay. Let's go with that.
The video games, they had that that Warzone model. It's cool to have. It was cool to experience, but the trolls sucked on it. But it was still cool to be able to say you were playing them.
Yes,
basically
experience. Yes.
Yeah,
that's it.
Next week we don't really have a topic set yet. Next week should we talk about the WWE era of ECW or something different?
No, we can do that. That wouldn't take long.
Yeah, cool. I was a fan of the era, but not for the ECW reasons. We'll talk about that next week, because it's a different. It's hard to discuss, but we'll get into that next week then. But yeah, so next week, the WWE era of ECW. Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about the invasion.
I like to call it the razor blade, the razor blade era. Because ECW was on the razor blade.
Yes, it was on a razor blade.
And then we can talk about
that logo actually.
Yeah, I love that logo.
And we can talk about this no-name unstar named CM Punk too, who was
the guy who was under several
King of the Indies, they call him.
several guys who became stars on ECW went nowhere, like that guy, that Morrison guy, that Mizanin guy.
Mizanin guy, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and that stripper Kelly.
Yeah.
Sheamus,
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder.
Oh, Elijah
next
Burke.
week we'll talk about Elijah Burke.
Elijah.
We'll get
Mike
into that
Knox.
all next week, and
alpha males, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, next week the tribe of Extreme, I guess, will not rise again, but in a way it will. Until then, Extreme Podcasting, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God!
No.
Get fight!
All right.
Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Macho Drive-In. If you like that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Macho Drive-In. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.